Heartbreak City over at the De La O Jiu-Jitsu Training Center. Return of the Battle Royal Rumble, whatever you want to call it. It was an action-packed night, action from wall to wall, including, the Bully Zone taking over and making an impact. Go ahead and tell them, what we came to do.
We came to deliver a message. We came to have our voices to be heard, and that's exactly what happened. We were lucky enough to actually open up the show with our little promotion that we had going on, to thanks of John De La Hoya and to the people at OCCW. But Bully Zone came in. We saw, and we conquered. We got our point across very vivid, and honestly, I don't think anybody questioned us after that. Right? Pretty good stuff.
Yeah, definitely. We got our point across about who we are and what we're about. No one from that building is gonna never forget who the Bully Zone is, and they'll see us around. There's more things coming from the Bully Zone. What do you think? What do you think's next for the Bully Zone? We started out, here at Heartbreak City. Trajectory is only up from here.
Oh yeah. We already have scheduled plans with the new promotion, Amped Up Wrestling. Shout out to Shawn Black. As soon as I heard he just got the venue down, so it's just a matter of time till we get that date down and we sit and talk. But that's probably the next big boom you'll see Bully Zone at. But like you said, OCCW, we already took that by storm. We need to move on to Underground Empire Wrestling probably. That's what I want to see next. Bully Zone might be there for March.
Yeah, any promotions are looking for a couple handsome men come make an impact at your show, get the crowd ready for for what your guys got going on for the night. Hit up Bully Zone, hit our DMs. Just let us know now. We'll talk things out, and we'll get things ready. We'll come to you, and we're gonna make an impact. Isn't that right?
Oh yeah. Especially last night at OCCW's Heartbreak City Return of the Battle Royal, because I feel like we set the tone. We came in, we told them what the bullies were about, the bad guys, the miscreants, and I don't know, it must have helped out the bad guys because no good guys won that night. That was all heartbreak.
Tony Ray's won. He, we'll give one up to the good guys, but
I don't know.
Tony Ray's. He snuck one out for the good guys. He's a good guy now, from the last events of Cage Match 2. But one out of like 5 matches, that's a win for the Bully Zone right there.
Oh yeah, definitely. So let's get into that. Actually, let's go through OCCW's event last night. We'll cover all the matches and give you guys our point of view on things. So besides us opening up, the first match was actually between Voodoo Master, Drew Masters, and the man that interfered in their match at Cage Match 2, Lord Atu.
Yeah, when you get those 3 guys in a ring, you're in for a great time. Voodoo Master and Drew Masters. Isn't that crazy? They're both masters, right?
Yeah, and we still don't know who's the master of OCCW.
Well, Lord Atu walked away with the win, so right now he's looking like the master of OCCW.
The Lord and Master of OCCW.
Yeah, right. Shout out to Lord Atu. You can catch him here at Free Admission on his show, Cease and Desist, on Tuesday nights. Make sure you check that out. But he won with that frog splash off the top rope.
Oh, yeah. I didn't expect to see that at all. Totally blew my mind watching him climb to the very top rope and deliver that splash.
Yeah, seeing a guy like that, climb top rope, he's not a tiny dude. He's pretty big. He's got some meat on his bones. I wouldn't want to be in Drew Master's shoes right there.
Oh no!
Watching him come off the top rope. But Lord Atu, good for you. You walked away with the win. And it makes up for your loss over at Cage Match 2 to Mikey O'Shea, who was absent surprisingly.
Oh yeah. There was a lot of fans requesting O'Shea, and he was nowhere in the building.
But Mikey O'Shea, he's out there doing his thing. So keep an eye out for him. He's on the come up for sure. Anything else you want to add to that match?
That segment, it was explosive. Just seeing, it's great. You know, when it's a triple threat, it's weird because you'll tag up with this guy and you guys will take out one guy, and then all of a sudden you get tagged on yourself. You know, so just a very important reminder: when you're in a triple threat, you better watch out because they may think you're your friend, and then that's how you get rolled up for a quick pin.
Yeah, I've always been a big fan of triple threats. You know, in the past few years, just because the amount of extraordinary things could happen. You know, you can see a 3-man lock up, which I always think is pretty funny.
That's always a classic.
Yeah, unlikely partnerships can happen. You know, sometimes betrayals happen.
Just as fast as the partnerships, you know.
So, I always like to go on YouTube, look up best triple threat matches. You know, they'll keep me entertained for the night, you know.
Do you have any fun triple threat matches actually come to mind right now if you were to think about it?
One really good one I want to say was DX, Shawn Michaels, and Triple H versus John Cena. That's Survivor Series, I think, 09. I can't remember the year, but that's fun. Speaking of betrayals, Shawn Michaels giving Triple H super kick, sweet chin music right in the start of the match. So, that made for a fun watch.
Yeah, you never know how these things are gonna go.
Yeah, any triple threat matches you like?
Yeah, of course. You got Rey Mysterio when he was with Kurt Angle, and it's losing me right now. They're in a triple threat match and pretty much end up with Rey Mysterio winning his first ever World Heavyweight Championship match. Can you fill me in on those shoes?
WrestleMania 22.
Yes, baby.
Randy Orton, Kurt Angle, champion, and my boy Rey Mysterio. He's always been one of my favorites. He walked out. He won the Royal Rumble that year from the number 2 position, and came out on top of WrestleMania.
Still the longest survivor in a Royal Rumble match, I believe, 65 minutes. So I condemn him. That's one of my favorite triple threat matches. But as we move on to the card, next up we had the champion Othello coming down.
Yeah, champion Othello with the surprise match. I wasn't aware of that. I was happy. We got to interview him with Bullies on Live and started the show, and to see him later come out, lay a whooping on, some unfortunate fool who had stepped toe to toe with him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, nice short sweet match because Othello, if he wants to, get things over with, he probably had, a dinner reservation to get to.
Oh so no! From what I saw, he went straight to the gym after that, baby. He was ready to work and then work out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Othello. He's champion, so he's working like a champion. He's staying in top peak physical condition. It's a lot of work when you're 7 feet tall. A lot of muscle you got to maintain.
And that's the kind of champion I support. Someone that doesn't just work and then clock out, but Othello's constantly working. I'm pretty sure he's still working today right now. He's out somewhere at a promotion whipping somebody. So a big shout outs to Othello, the OCCW heavyweight champion.
Yeah, next on the card we had Heidi, a favorite over at OCCW, versus newcomer Hilda. It was my first time seeing Hilda in action. Good match. Heidi always delivers. What do you think of the match?
For never seen her before, Hilda definitely brought the pain. And she was able to suplex her. She was able to lift Heidi up and do some extraordinary things. So big shout outs to her. I loved her outfit. All I could see was Ultimate Warrior in her eyes, and I thought that would be enough to push her to the victory. But Auntie Heidi always has something up her sleeve. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or something up her.
She really gives out that Jack the Ripper vibe. It gives me a chill every time I see her come down to the ring. I like that though.
Oh yeah.
And like you said, the Ultimate Warrior vibe I was getting from Hilda. If you're gonna pay respects to a classic, who else better than Ultimate Warrior? Hall of Famer. Rest in peace, Warrior. But good match. The women. It's not like the old days. Getting 2-minute matches. Women.
Very true.
They show up, they put up, and they get paid up.
That's right. That's why we love women's wrestling, honestly. That's why I love wrestling change. You heard me last week talk about it. It's one of my favorite parts about wrestling today is just the boom of women's wrestling and how it's changing the perception. It's not a bathroom match. It's not a bra and panties match or a mud bath fight. You know, it's women technically wrestling and giving it their all, and I really appreciated seeing them both last night. Even though Hilda did not come up with the win, she definitely gained a new fan.
You know, after that match, we had Azrael from Divine Intervention versus Cowboy Tony Reyes. What'd you think of that match?
I thought it was hilarious. All I saw for the beginning of the match was Azrael running his mouth, and the moment Reyes was in the ring, he was running his feet. You know, Tony Reyes was giving him a run for his money. He was smacking him around a bit. It was a great match. I clearly enjoyed it. You have any favorite segments from that match?
Azrael is one of my personal favorites from OCCW. Like you said, he's always running his mouth. Yeah, that's why I like, it really gives us a chance to see if he's gonna, back it up what he's saying, or if he's just gonna, get his butt whooped. And in this instance, Tony Reyes did walk away with the win, so he did. He couldn't back up what he was saying.
Oh yeah, Tony Reyes is a big man that doesn't play games, so he came into that match looking for a win, not for a conversation.
Yeah, Tony Reyes, he comes down to the ring and he demands respect. And he got it. He got it that night. He got it from me and Azrael. And I'm sure he got some respect out of you, too.
Oh, of course, man. Like I said, Tony Reyes is a big man who means business, even at Cage Match 2. So I really do look forward to watching him fight.
Yeah. Anything else you want to add on to that?
No. Nothing but Azrael was wild. He thinks he's the so-called leader of Wakanda. I really don't have any comments on that. I just thought it was pretty wild and excessive, but that's Azrael, If he's not being wild and crazy, he's not doing it right.
Yeah, and that wouldn't be the last of either man that you see that night, but we'll get on to that in just a second.
That's true.
Next up, we had a match for the Tag Team Championships. We had the challengers, Von Doom versus your champions, La Raza. And what can I say about this match other than Von Doom? Having never seen them before, they really impressed me.
Oh yeah,
they have a killer moveset.
Super athletic.
The what's the smaller one thing? I know Cyanide was the other one. I think Dragon. I heard someone call him Dragon. I had some friends and family out there, and I was talking to them after the show. They really liked the, Von Doom, especially the smaller one. Yeah, I did too. He was probably one of the, best performers on the card. I wish he was given a chance in that Rumble that night. But, enough about him.
Let's talk about our boys. Introduced by Joey the Bull, of course. La Raza came in, and they were not gonna play. They wanted to secure a win, and that's exactly what they did. Although that match was very, it could have went either way the whole match, and that was really exciting. It kept us all on our toes, but at the end of the day, La Raza maintains their championship. I don't know what you want to call it, whether it was due to Joey the Bull and his interference with the referee Freddy, or if it was just the fact that the Von Dooms got caught cheating. But La Raza came out with that win at the end of the day, so they know what they're doing.
Yeah, a win by DQ is a win. Any win where you get to keep your title is a victory you want to have. So shout out to our boys, La Raza. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm sure they're gonna be champs for a long time to come. After that match, it was a quick intermission. We got to talk to some of the fans in the crowd. Let them know, Bully Zone's always watching. So, we have an eye out there everywhere, all across the internet, all across the wrestling scene, the indie scene. So,
and if
something's popping, Bully Zone's gonna know, and we'll be the first there.
And if you don't know where you can find us, once again, you can find us on Instagram at Bully Zone Wrestle. You can find us at Twitter at DA Bully Zone. You can find us on Facebook as a group, Bully Zone. And you might as well catch us on YouTube after we dropped our first video. What is that? Bully Zone TV?
Bully Zone Live.
Bully Zone Live is where you can find us on YouTube. But after that intermission, that's the beginning of the Royale, ladies and gentlemen. And who comes in first? The man that walks out first. That's right, Rudy Rogers, baby. What a strong start. But it wasn't just that. Number 2 is what really surprised me and got me hyped up. That was Freddy Hellmuth actually entering the ring, baby. And if you guys don't know who Freddy Hellmuth is, he is one of Divine Intervention's finest wrestlers. He is one of the hardest punching sons of guns I've ever seen. And I don't know why he was working with Rudy this whole time. Rudy, it felt like he was a locker room manager. He was over here trying to be a leader, calling shots, and it worked. I mean, like, you can see his video of Primrose. They were doing some collaborations, and did not end well for your boy, but we'll get more into that later.
Yeah, 1 and 2, Rudy Rogers and Freddy Hellmuth. Before I even heard of OCCW, getting some fan opinions, I was told by one of our correspondents that Freddy Hellmuth is someone to watch for. And from his last match at Cage Match 2 against Max Ammo and his performance last night at Heartbreak City.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, there he is. There's giving it to Primrose, Freddy Hellmuth. Yeah, he was one of the workers I was told to keep an eye on. He's really one of the next big things, and every time I see him, he proves it. He proves to me why he's a force to be reckoned with, and why altogether that Divine Intervention is a group you don't want to mess with.
Oh yeah, as a whole, they're destructive, but individually, they're just as powerful. I remember even seeing him at Cage Match 2 when he gave it to Max Ammo. He didn't secure the win, but he was hitting those heavy blows, man. Another person you want to bring up, BA. He was really great. I believe it was his
BA
first.
Marcus Frey, yeah, his first appearance at OCCW, and you take it away. I've seen him before. Before his main roster debut for OCCW, and just seeing the sheer size and strength that he possesses, I knew he was gonna make an impact whenever his time to debut was, and that being last night, I knew getting to see him up close in action. I got to see that raw power on display.
He does not play around.
Yeah, he made an impact. The kind of impact we're looking for.
Yeah, for someone who entered, I believe, at 3rd, he lasted almost the whole match, So he was going against every superstar from Rudy to Tony Reyes to Lord Atu, even himself, even Drew Masters. So got to give big up props to that man. I can't wait to see what he's doing next. He's going to take over OCCW. I'd love to see him against Othello. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah. I was thinking about that, BA versus Othello. Just two big powerhouses, slugging it out. That's something I want to see. Haas versus Haas. You can never go wrong with a match like that.
Yeah, unfortunately, BA did meet his end in the match. But like I said, he put on a pretty good fight. He was a strong survivor, and I can't wait to see what he's going to be doing next month.
Who else did you think made an impact in the Rumble from last night?
10 Bears. 10 Bears came back.
10 Bears. Oh, so what do you want to call him? Yeah, seeing him, because he's a big man going up against BA, Marcus Frey. Seeing them take center of the ring, kill it. You didn't know who was going to get the upper hand.
Yeah, it was great seeing him because, we missed out on my Cage Match too. We were kind of wondering where he went. But 10 Bears came back in full strength and put on a hell of a performance. A lot of people in the crowd were actually very strong following of him. So hopefully we'll see him again soon. What else did you like in that in this Royal Rumble? Who are some other noticeable spots you liked?
Joey the Bull.
Joey the Bull, yes.
Yeah, making his in-ring debut in the Battle Royal. He lasted a lot longer than I'm sure anyone thought he would. But being a man of his size, you're gonna last a while unless you can get some pretty big men in there to throw you over that top rope. What you did took about 3 people to throw him out.
Yeah, to finally get Joey the Bull out of there.
So props to Joey the Bull, getting in there, getting your hands dirty, doing your thing. Representing La Raza, after they just had their tag match earlier in the night. Max Ammo, he came in real strong, looking real good. Actually helped with the elimination of Joey the Bull. Tony Reyes came in, took control of the match, as he always does. He's a big man, not someone to mess with. The Cowboy, Tony Reyes. Who else did we see? We saw a lot of newcomers to OCCW make their debuts for Orange County Championship Wrestling, but at the end, the last competitor to enter the ring was Azrael.
Yes. Nobody would have seen that coming, but that led to the final four being Azrael, Rudy Rogers, Max Ammo,
and Tony Reyes.
And any of those four, I'm just kidding. 3 of those 4, I would have been fine with winning. But at the end of the day, who got eliminated? It was Max Ammo.
Yeah, Rudy Rogers got the upper hand as Max Ammo, Tony Reyes were slugging out over by the ropes. Rudy Rogers was able to sneak in, throw them both out. I don't know how that would happen, but it did happen. I wasn't a fan for it. Wasn't too happy for it, but
it
did happen. I had my money on Tony Reyes when I saw that he was going to be in the Rumble that night. So final 2, Azrael versus former champion Rudy Rogers.
And guess who comes down the stage to spectate? That's right, our boy, the 7-foot-tall LA assassin, Othello.
Yeah, Othello comes down to the ring, and what does he do? Since he's so tall, he's already, eye level with the top rope. He just grabs Rudy and throws him over the top rope, giving Azrael his big Rumble win.
And with that, you can see he's the new #1 contender for the title. Don't know how well that's going to go. It can honestly go either way. But afterwards, Othello actually was in the ring and confronted Azrael about that.
Yeah, Azrael, grabbed the mic, let Othello know that, his time with the championship's going to be over. It is really another story of David versus Goliath. Othello coming in as Goliath, as he always will be, anywhere he goes. Azrael, being, probably the underdog in that match. So I'm excited to see that match take place whenever it may happen. I believe March 24th when OCCW will be running their next event. Stay tuned. Make sure you follow Orange County Championship Wrestling on Facebook. Stay up to date to their next event, which will be happening March 24th. Stay tuned. So in all, what grade would you give Heartbreak City?
If I were to put it on the rating system,
yeah, you just give it a final grade.
I'd give it an A. A nice solid A. Not an A-, but just flat out A. It was amazing, awesome, and adrenaline filled. That's what the A's are for, baby. They're always stepping up their game. There's always something new. That's how I felt about Cage Match. That's how I felt about End of the World. I felt like every time they go to a different pay-per-view, it's a different show. It's always one-upping itself. So I'm very happy for the outcome that happened last night. We had a big crowd. I believe we were sold out once again. So shout out to OCCW.
Yeah, we have people still coming in by the last match, the Battle Royal. People still trying to get a seat.
Buying tickets at full price just to see it.
People, they don't care. They just want to be there. They don't care when they come. They just want to, say they were at OCCW. They want to say they got to see, Othello and Divine Intervention and Voodoo Master. They want to say they got a chance to see them before it's too late.
And with that being said, let's not forget about we had a birthday actually last night. So Dylan, if you're watching this, happy birthday. He celebrated his 4th birthday here with us at Heartbreak City. So we salute you. Thanks for coming on by, All
right. And with that being said, let's move on to tonight's event. WWE presents Elimination Chamber. It's one of my favorite pay-per-views of the year. The Unforgiving Steel. That is the Elimination Chamber. As they always say, was it 2 miles of
solid steel?
2 miles solid steel. Last year when they debuted the new Elimination Chamber, what'd you think of that new cage, that new chamber?
I thought it looked vicious. It was intimidating just to see. I wouldn't want to be inside of that thing. I'll tell you what, WWE is always changing and modifying and growing to make it better, and they did not take a step down. They did not back off.
Yeah, I really like that new chamber they have. It allows just, for more action to take place.
More space for dead bodies.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what they can, give us tonight. Taking place in Las Vegas. So we're gonna get into some matches right now. Actually, on the kickoff show we have Luke Gallows and Karl Anderson, the Club versus the Miz Taraj. That's gonna take place on the kickoff show. Who do you think is gonna win that match?
I'm gonna give it to the Club. Honestly, I think they're ready to step on up, and this is just another stepping stone for them.
Yeah, Club. They're walking in with a chip on their shoulder. They're former Raw Tag Team Champions. Being put on the kickoff show. Being a former champion, I'm sure they think that's some disrespect on their name. Going up against the Miz Taraj. What have they done lately to prove that they should get any shots? Besides help the Miz. When the Miz is in a pickle, has back against the wall. That's all the Miz Taraj is really useful for right now.
Yeah, I haven't really I don't know. I haven't seen them in many matches as a tag team delivering something new or something that blows my mind, and so that's why I instantly go towards the Club when I have to choose out of the two.
Yeah, so tonight, Lance and I both agree, kickoff show, the Club's walking away with the W. Now, let's get into, the main card, the main show. The first match we'll talk about is the Tag Team Championship match. We have The Bar, Cesaro and Sheamus versus Titus Worldwide. Apollo
and Titus O'Neil.
Not Apollo Crews, just Apollo now versus Apollo and Titus O'Neil. Titus Worldwide, they've had a couple wins actually over The Bar. 2 or 3, I think. So that's really got to get in The Bar's head. That's really a confident booster for Titus Worldwide. Going into this big match, big important match against the champions. 4-time champion, I believe, already in their short, lifespan as a tag team. Why do you think, who do you think is going to win tonight?
I'd have to give it up to Titus Worldwide. I feel like it's a time, it's something that's been coming for a while, it's something that's been deserved, something that's been worked towards, and The Bar, who knows if they'll be able to catch up. Like you said, they've been in, Titus Worldwide has been inside the head of The Bar with these recent victories, so maybe they will pull something out of their sleeves. I'm ready for change.
I'm going to have to give this one to The Bar. When it really matters, that's when they show up and put it all out there. Cesaro and Sheamus, every year they prove why they're some of the top guys on the roster. But I have to give some props to Apollo. He's been looking like a real superstar. Not someone to mess with.
He's having his glow up.
Yeah, there was I think it was that second chance 5-way match for a spot in the chamber match. He just looked like a superstar there. It's about time that people start to recognize the true ability of Apollo. NXT, he was just killing it, every night. On the main roster, he's had a bit of a slow start, but I think Titus O'Neil taking him underneath his wing, signing him to Titus Worldwide, has really been a real positive.
It's a kickstart.
Yeah, a real boost. Lighting a fire under Apollo's butt. Telling him it's time to wake up and go get the money. But tonight he won't get the titles.
That's debatable. Leave your comments below. Who do you think's gonna win that tag team championship?
Who do you think's gonna walk away with the Raw Tag Team Championships?
Because they're still a couple hours away. Nobody's watched it yet.
Next up, we're gonna talk about Woken Matt Hardy versus Bray Wyatt. The either worlds. Who do you think is gonna walk with W and why?
And that's a tough call. There's speculations and rumors that Brother Nero might be making a return. And if that's the case, It's easily to say that Woken Matt Hardy is going to walk away with it. But at the same time, you got to remember, Bray Wyatt's the Eater of Worlds, baby.
Yeah, Bray Wyatt, a former WWE champion. So
Something Matt Hardy can't
he
say.
has that. Yeah, he's been TNA World Champion, but he never grabbed that brass ring in WWE like his brother has. Bray Wyatt. With that being said, Bray Wyatt, I think, will unfortunately take the pin to Woken Matt Hardy. It's really his his start to show the rest of the world what he's about. We've seen what he can do, over at TNA.
The most incredible storylines ever produced out of TNA were probably from Broken Matt Hardy. Now it's transcribed into Woken, obviously, but the premise is still the same, So with Matt Hardy getting creative control, it's going to be a very interesting match. So it's still a tough call. I'm going to keep my feet out of this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Woken Matt Hardy with the win. Pinfall, obviously, unless he surprises us with a new submission,
the guillotine probably
out of the back pocket. I like to see that. I always like to see a wrestler not known for submissions win with a submission. So if anyone can do that tonight, I'm gonna get hyped for that. We have the official contract signing of Ronda Rousey.
It's confirmed that she's gonna be on Raw.
Yeah, she signed her Raw contract. I'm sure Triple H and Stephanie McMahon are going to be there. Raw General Manager Kurt Angle, I'm sure, is going to make an appearance, make sure his latest signee, feels all right. Isn't intimidated to be in the ring. The squared circle. How do you think she's going to perform? Transitioning from the world of MMA and UFC, being their top draw, being their top women's champion, coming into this whole new world of, a lot of people might think, oh, it's all the same. She's a fighter, she'll, adapt to it real quick. But, just what do you think?
She's going to be backed by Stephanie McMahon and Triple H. She's going to be set very well. I think she's going to adjust very well. She's going to fit in perfectly with all the other ladies on the Raw roster. But to say perfectly doesn't mean that they're all going to get along. I can totally see her going for the Women's Championship very soon. But I don't want to say anything yet. I just know that when Ronda Rousey is signed to WWE officially, there's going to be some big moves in Raw. I'll keep watching Monday nights.
Yeah, definitely. This definitely is going to help out Raw. Strengthen their women's division, and definitely get some more viewers to their their product. If she's anything like Kurt Angle, who took to wrestling like a fish to water, I'm excited to see what she can bring to the table. If you've seen any of her MMA work, her UFC bouts, she was a monster. Her last 2 matches, I believe, she lost. That was unfortunate, but she's bouncing back. She's actually been training, I think, in Santino's brothers.
Yes, sir.
At their gym. And if you
The
know
Star
anything
Factory.
about Santino brothers, they are a Star Factory. So she's in good hands. If the rest of the women out there on the Raw roster, you're in trouble. If she's gonna get half the talent that the rest of the Santino roster has, then that's more talent than some of these women have in their pinky.
Yeah, on top of her own, like we said, her own MMA experience. It's nothing but helping her.
Yeah, that legitimate, fighting background. That's what separates. It's kind of like, Brock Lesnar. He has that legitimate fight background, and when he came back to the WWE, just made him a monster, the Beast. The Beast incarnate. That's why he's the longest reigning Universal Champion. But we'll get more than that in just a second. We have Asuka, the undefeated Asuka versus Nia Jax. If Nia Jax wins tonight, she'll be inserted to the championship match at WrestleMania, making it a triple threat match. Who do you have and why?
I'm going to have Nia Jax on this. She's a powerhouse. She's a strong woman. She's not like most, okay? So when push comes to shove, she's going to push. And she's going to push Asuka out of the ring. I have full confidence in Nia. I believe that her talent, along with her pure strength, is going to be the difference maker when it comes to going against Asuka. I feel like Asuka won't be able to take as many punches, but we'll see, because Asuka is known to hit hard as well. What are you thinking about that?
Like you said, Nia Jax isn't like most girls, but neither is Asuka. She is undefeated still. And I don't think that undefeated streak's going to end tonight. My money's on Asuka. She really has, that charisma that gets the crowd behind her. With that Japanese background, there's a lot of women I can't see, taking that, WWE style over to Japan and, really adapting to it. But, the other way around, from Japan to WWE, I think it's just gonna make mincemeat of Nia Jax tonight. She's defeated her before in NXT, and I don't think
this isn't NXT, baby. Nia Jax has been in Raw for quite some time now. She's been going against some top competitors, so I can see how Asuka can be undefeated in NXT, which is a developmental territory. But you gotta understand, Nia Jax has had her fair share of big matches, and she's been in championship matches. She knows what's at risk. She knows what she needs to do to get done, and I think this might be the time where she gets it done. But since you want to talk about Asuka and her undefeated streak, let me ask you this, Austin. If someone were to destroy her and her perfect record, who do you think that would be? Whether it's on SmackDown, Raw, which women do you think could possibly knock off her undisputed streak?
The one woman I think that could defeat Asuka and end her legendary undefeated streak would probably have to be SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair. The legacy she comes from, being Ric Flair's daughter. She just has that, genetic superiority over a lot of the women on the, either roster. That's a matchup I'm dying to see, Charlotte and Asuka. So hopefully Asuka takes her, given championship opportunity that she earned for winning the Royal Rumble and jumps over to the SmackDown brand to face Charlotte. And that's who I have my money on to finally break that streak.
There you go.
You have Nia Jax, I have Charlotte. And that's also a match we've seen it once before. I want to see it, with something more at stake. Having Charlotte's title on the line.
Yes.
That would really, and having that at WrestleMania would be another match I really would want to see.
Yes, so you could see that even in that triple threat. Let's hypothetically say it's a triple threat, and Nia Jax does win the Elimination Chamber tonight. She does get inserted into a three-way match against her, Charlotte, and Asuka. That'd just be phenomenal to see her win that right there. Nia Jax been putting in work for so long, and to finally have everything hit fruition right there at the grandest stage of them all, I'm 100% behind it.
Yeah, so you have Nia Jax tonight. I have Asuka.
What do you guys have? Leave comments down below.
That takes us to our next match, and the first of two Elimination Chamber matches. And it's actually the first ever women's Elimination Chambers match for the Raw Women's Championship.
Yeah, it's been quite a year for women's wrestling. We had our women's first Royal Rumble this year, and now we're having our first women's Elimination Chamber. Like I said earlier, I'm loving the women's revolution that's been going on. But let's get into that.
Yeah, we have challengers Bayley, Sasha Banks, Sonya Deville, Mandy Rose, Mickie James, and champion Alexa Bliss. So who do you think's gonna have what it takes to outlast 5 other women and come out women's champion, whether new or reigning, still champion? Yeah.
It's a tough call, I got a lot of women in that ring that I'd support wholeheartedly, but if I had to choose one person, I would say the Goddess is gonna defend and retain her title. It's just too perfect, She's been on a streak now. Sasha Banks has been trying to jump on her bumper and it's not working. Bayley's been on the back burner trying to get a chance. I don't think tonight's going to be her chance, Mickie James will probably be a strong number 2 just because of her experience and how long she's been in the game. But if I were to choose one person, I think Alexa Bliss is going to defend that championship and retain. What about you?
That's a tough one. Probably the toughest decision I have on the whole card. My money would probably be on Sasha Banks. When it really matters, she, fights like her life depends on it. She's probably one of the best, wrestlers, not women wrestlers, but wrestlers on the whole Raw roster. that match she had with Asuka. She took Asuka to her limits. Not many women can say that they took Asuka to her limits. Maybe, Ember Moon can say that. Ember Moon and Sasha Banks are, some of the women that really had me on the edge of my seat, really thinking, really making me think they were going to end the streak right then and there. But Asuka did come out. But Sasha Banks, I think she's going to walk out that chamber with that, pretty white and red, title over her shoulder. Any underdogs you think might, sneak a victory out?
I always laugh and think about it like Bayley can come up at any moment. Let's not discredit her, Me and Jake openly don't really appreciate her, her, and I don't know. We're just not we're not huggers, We're bullies, We're not for it. But Bayley's always been right there every time there's a championship opportunity, and honestly, any moment now she could sneak a win and get her first women's championship.
She's actually been a women's champion already. She defeated Charlotte.
Oh yeah, that whole 1 week streak that happened, I believe.
She held it to WrestleMania. Yeah, fact checked. Yeah, she actually won it in Vegas. So, could she pull out another? Could she get lucky again in Vegas, win the championship again?
Nothing to do but to roll that dice.
Yeah, hopefully, if she's feeling lucky, maybe she'll hit the craps table after. But I don't think tonight's gonna be her night. My money, Sasha Banks walking out the new champion. And you have Alexa Bliss.
Alexa Bliss. What do you guys have? Leave your comments below. We're really interested to see what you guys think.
My second pick would probably have to be Mandy Rose. She's been killing it. I think she's probably the next big woman to come up on the roster. But we'll talk about her at a later date.
Yeah, but that's the best part about Elimination Chambers or any matches that involve multiple people. You have your first string winner, then you have your backup winner, and then, when neither of those people are there, you're just like, oh, well, don't have that person win. So it's very interesting. It's very fun to be in a Elimination Chamber or a multi-person match, and you have multiple bets, but you got that one to win.
Yeah, it's funny that you bring up multi-man matches because that brings us to our next match and presumably main event. The first ever 7-man Elimination Chamber match. And I'm going to read off the competitors right now. We have Intercontinental Champion The Miz. We have Seth Rollins. We have the Big Dog Roman Reigns. We have Mr. Hustle Loyalty Respect John Cena. We have the Monster Among Men Braun Strowman. We have the Demon King Finn Balor. And we have the Drifter Elias. Now that's a pretty stacked lineup. I'm so excited for this match tonight. With this lineup, you have, 7 men who could potentially walk away. New number 1 contender for Brock Lesnar's Universal Championship. Who do you think is going to walk away with a W?
That's a tough call. Like I said, there's 7 men, 7 powerhouses. And when it comes down to it, there's one man that I believe that can take it home. As much as I don't want to admit it, but I'd have to go with John Cena on this one, baby, just because his star power alone, his feud he's had with Brock Lesnar was pretty explosive. So I'd love to see them go back at it again at on the grandest stage of them all.
Yeah, for you, those of you who don't know, John Cena is probably one of my first favorite wrestlers when I first started watching. I still hold him, on a very high pedestal, but tonight, I'm going to have to say he's not going to walk out winner. He's won multiple Elimination Chamber matches before, but tonight's not his night. I'm going to have to put my money on the Drifter, Elias. He won a triple threat match. Going back to what we talked about before, favorite triple threat matches, I'm going to have to throw that one up there. Elias, Braun Strowman, John Cena. The winner of that match decides who was going to be the last man into the chamber. And Elias walked away with that victory. So with that on his side, he's going to be the freshest man into the match tonight. That's going to play a huge part.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to make or break the difference between him walking away with a W or not. Having that. Because these men, they had a gauntlet match on Monday that ran about 2 hours. Seth Rollins himself went for, an hour and 5 minutes, making him the longest entrance. the longest man to compete in a single match at 1 hour and 5 minutes. Yeah, it shows that he can go the distance, but there's no steel involved there. You know, gauntlet match, it's one man at a time. It's not you against
Potentially
5 other
6.
men, tonight 6 other men, yeah. So Elias isn't gonna have to face, you know, all those men as long as the other guys. So that's my money, Elias. But let's talk about, you know, the other Impact players. Braun Strowman.
Braun Strowman, the monster among men.
Yeah, going back to that gauntlet match, he came out victorious. He was the last one to enter, though, so like I said, the freshest man usually has the best chance at winning. He was the freshest on Monday. Tonight, Elias is going to be the freshest man in.
But
so.
also, the biggest man has the best advantage if you think about it. The heaviest hitter, the strongest player.
The monster, you know, as they like to refer to him as. You know, the monster, he's always someone, you know, it's always safe to put your money on him. You know, we also have the big dog. Oh. Let's talk about The Miz. Yeah, he's already a champion, so we know he has what it takes to win.
I would love to see Miz be a double champion at WrestleMania.
Yeah, The Miz really.
That's the definition of Hollywood stardom right there, baby. You're
the A-lister. The Miz, you know, you talked about glow up when we talked about Apollo. You know, just the glow up Miz himself. You know, we saw him when he first came up around 06, 05. To where he is now, being one of the longest combined reigns for the Intercontinental Champion. I believe he has the most combined days, second most combined days for the Intercontinental Champion. Pretty soon he's going to be the all-time greatest Intercontinental Champion, having it for the most days. He has headlined WrestleMania before against John Cena. Is it going to be his second time? He's going to walk away with the win and go on to headline WrestleMania again. Who knows? But let's talk about Roman Reigns. All the dirt sheets have him, walking out with the victory.
Ugh.
What do you think?
That's what I think. I think I'm done with Roman Reigns. He needs to. I don't know. I'm just overseeing him at main events and not following through. If you're gonna go the distance, take it there. But I've just been seeing him take it to the top and get knocked back down, and take it to the top and get back knocked down. So I want to throw him out. I hope he's the first one to lose. That's just my personal opinion.
You can never count Roman Reigns out. He is, the guy for a reason. He's headlined 3 WrestleManias in a row. He defeated The Undertaker at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I was going to say one of them, yeah.
Yeah, that's like winning a championship. It's like a championship without an actual physical championship.
Without having to lose it. Because nobody can take that from him.
Yeah, that's something that he's going to get to hold with him for the rest of his, career. He gets to say him and Brock Lesnar, probably the 2 biggest guys on the Raw roster. We defeated Undertaker at WrestleMania. As much as people like to hate on him, you can't hate on his ability inside the ring.
I'll give him that.
He's one of the best solid workers they have. There's people trying to say he can't work. He's not a good wrestler. You can say what you want about him, but you can't say that. As much as I will say he's not the best on the mic.
Yeah, I was gonna say I wouldn't put him on our show, but maybe I'll throw him on the highlight reel.
Roman Reigns, if you're watching somehow, you want to come down to the studio, you're more than welcome. I don't know what you're saying.
I'll take a sick day. I'll let you guys handle.
Oh yeah. hey, if you want to take his spot,
Yeah, come on over.
Get it locked and loaded. You think you can take a Superman punch?
I think I could eat a Superman punch.
But you take 2?
Hey, let's not get crazy, okay? Let's not get crazy, okay? I'm a bully, but I'm not a giant,
But yeah, Roman Reigns, come on down, definitely. Any of the 7 men tonight, come on down. Or we'll come to you if you want to give us the opportunity. Seth Rollins. Let's talk about him. Monday night, going for 1 hour, 5 minutes in the gauntlet match. Defeated Roman Reigns and John Cena back to back. Kind of like Chris Jericho. He likes to say, I defeated The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin in the same night. That is pretty impressive, but he did have some help, some interference from on behalf of Booker T, running in, hitting Stone Cold with the title and knocking him out, letting Jericho covered him for the 1, 2, 3. But no, Seth Rollins just took both men to the limits, came out on top. What do you think of that?
I think it's kind of a precursor for tonight. He was able to take them both out after being exhausted for over an hour. So who's to say Seth Rollins can come in first today and still take both of them out? He's a strong pick for tonight's victory, just off of his tenacity, his endurance that he has.
What he did on Monday night is really going to be a confidence booster. He's going to really walk in saying to himself, yeah, I defeated, the two faces of the company, back to back in one night. If I can do that, I can do anything. He's already won the championship at WrestleMania. So he's probably thinking to himself, I did it once before, I'm going to do it again.
But this time there will be the inclusion of a elimination chamber, so
Yeah,
he may be confident. He may be confident in that he can knock them both down. But what if he gets attitude adjuster right on that steel? You know what I mean? What if he gets the spear right through the pods?
The bulletproof plexiglass. I like to see that. I'm sure
someone's going through it.
Going through the glass. I'm sure by the hands of the monster Braun Strowman.
Yep. I was gonna say either Strowman or Reigns.
Someone. And with the addition of the new chamber, they gave the pods a new design. A taller design with the cage, a higher ceiling to the cage, so these competitors can get up on the cage. Giving them full extension. And you know what I'm gonna expect to see tonight? I'm expecting to see a coup de grace off one of the pods.
Oh my goodness!
Some of the competitors tonight. That's what I'm really excited to see.
Let's go to Balor. Let's talk about him for a minute. You think he's gonna pull out some demon stuff? You think he's coming out pretty normal? Yeah, that's a big difference, guys. If you guys see him, he's a different man when he's in the zone. So maybe this could be his night. I remember when he was going against Seth Rollins when he won the first championship. He was demoned out and it played a big success, just like when he ended his feud with Bray Wyatt. So I'm actually kind of hoping to see the Demon tonight.
Yeah, Demon King Finn Balor, always awesome to see that entrance alone. I guess the crowd hot and ready to go. He defeated, like you said, Seth Rollins in Demon King paint for the first ever Universal Championship. He defeated AJ Styles at No Mercy, as the Demon King. So it is really a confidence booster, I think, for Finn Balor. So if he really wants to, have a chance at winning tonight, he's gonna have to come with the demon paint.
Oh yeah.
If he's not, he still has a chance to hold his own. But being the smallest man in that chamber, not a ring, a chamber, with all that steel surrounding you, being the smallest man, I don't think it's gonna turn out so good for him.
Yeah. Like I said, it all depends on the order, the numbering that he's going to get in. If he gets in first, he's going to be in for a long ride. But if he makes his way up to maybe even 4th or 5th in the entries, I think he'll be good, especially if he's in his demon attire.
Yeah. Well, going back to the Royal Rumble, he lasted the longest in that Royal Rumble. I think he went 55 minutes. He started out. What was he, number one, number two?
He was right there in the beginning.
Yeah, number one. Yeah, he came out. Him and Rusev started out the Royal Rumble. And he lasted to the final 6, so it shows he can go the distance. We also have, Strowman again, a monster, the biggest man in the chamber. Not much more you can say other than he's gonna show up and break some people.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be the one responsible for a few eliminations for sure. Strowman's just got that veracity, he's not afraid to take it there. And like I said, hopefully he does take someone through that plexiglass Tide Pod.
Cena, we didn't talk too much about Cena. He's always, like you said, he's always a favorite. And Elias, like I said, my pick to win because he's coming out, the last competitor. He's going to be the last one out of his pod. Going to be the freshest man. So you said you have Cena and I have Elias.
Yes.
Two of them actually have been going back and forth. They've have a little history going back to Christmas.
Yeah, Cena's been trying to snuff out the new competition, and Elias is not having it.
Yeah, Elias, probably one of NXT's best, call-ups in recent history.
Mm-hmm.
Just out of nowhere. He took his chance and he saw an opportunity. He took a chance and
Ran with it.
Ran with it. Yeah, anywhere he goes, we've seen him live and in person. I got to see him twice actually. And the whole crowd, whether they're cheering him or booing him, they're all giving a reaction to him.
They're all acknowledging him.
So he's definitely a future champion, future world champion, in my eyes.
But let us know, guys. Comment down below. We're gonna start reading comments, seeing what you guys think. What's going on over here with the fans?
Yeah, we got Paul saying Braun Strowman's winning it, and Seth Rollins' second pick. So Paul, good choice. Braun Strowman, a monster among men. Seth Rollins, the man,
the architect.
Rollins. We still got a few minutes left. What do you want to talk about?
Well, what's going on this week? Any new promotions we're looking forward to going to? I know we already spoke about Amped Up Wrestling. Shawn Black, I'm going to message you. We're going to sit down and talk about that. But I don't know. Wrestling Pro Wrestling, I'm still interested in that. Underground Empire Wrestling, I want to go see that. We were told that that's one of the more gruesomer, bloodier places to go. Last night, Mav Pro was actually in action last night. We can't really split up. Maybe one day we will, and we'll cover 2 different promotions in the same night. Bully Zone's looking into that because a lot of shows are kind of booked in the same day, the same weekend. And like I said, we want to branch out and reach to as many people as you can. So maybe we'll have Bully Zone split up for a couple
to all
shows.
the promotions out there, I know a lot of you run the same day. Bully Zone, we're a hot commodity. So you want to get us before someone else does. So if you're looking to get your crowd hyped up, set the expectation for the rest of the card, get the Bully Zone. Message us, let us know what you want. We'll come to you, but Bully Zone, anywhere we go, we make an impact. Just check out our YouTube channel. You can see the very first edition of Bully Zone Live, and you can see the crowd really getting into it. If you want that at your show,
let us know.
You can find us on Facebook at Bully Zone Wrestle, Instagram at Bully Zone Wrestle, Twitter at the Bully Zone, DA Bully Zone. So if you're interested, Shawn Black, we're already in talks with him. John De La O, we've been working with him for a while now. He gave us a chance last night.
If you guys could just drop names of promoters, let us figure it out. We'll send some messages right now. We're ready to make moves. Like I said, Bully Zone has been in a big boom since January, and we have no plans of stopping. So let us know what's going on. We're willing to branch out. Maybe one day, very soon, we'll be moving states and figuring that out. But until then, we want to be going all up and down California, baby, looking for the hottest promotions, the biggest heels that make the biggest impacts.
Yeah, with that being said, I think we're going to wrap it up here. I'm sure it's been your pleasure to watch us again. Make sure you tune in next Sunday for another edition of the Bully Zone podcast. I've been Austin Largo.
And I'm Lance Winters, baby.
Bully Zone
out.
Signing out.